Discord. And then I'll share screen. There we go. I'll work around it. Okay. All right. So this week, all right, ladies, this week we are going into the week starting off with a Libran moon. All right. So we go into the Venus shadow this week with a Venus ruled moon. Okay. Now, this essentially means that we are looking to find equilibrium. We are looking to find balance. We are prepared to negotiate with people. You know, there's a give and take. There's you know, there is two sides to every story. Now, Venus is in a bitchin' position right now. She is in awesome state. All right. So she is in her best outfit. All right. This morning I was saying it's like Venus is going into a boardroom meeting in her hottest power suit, right? She's right there conjunct Mars, all right? So she's ballsy and she's gritty. And yes, she's going in to negotiate, right? But she's square Jupiter here. Oh, sorry, square Uranus here. And she wants change. And she's looking at the things that are making her uncomfortable. All right. So we're looking at, I mean, self-worth, finances, things of value, you know, any business ideas that you have. So anything financial, you know, we're looking for change, right? But she is also trying this Chiron. So it's like she's going into this business meeting, seeing that something is unfair, and she's looking for a way to make things better in her way. All right. So she's like, okay, so I can see this is happening and there's discord. And I think that maybe this could help. All right. So right now Mercury is going to move into Cancer tomorrow. So currently the way people are thinking is very logical, fast. You know, our thought processes are working quite well. The sun in Cancer now for the next, you know, 30 days, so 26 more days, is going to be focused on family, ancestry, maternal, our home, our early home environment. You know, you could want to redecorate, you know, like, so I mean, there's so many areas that this can take place in for you. Now, in the recording, I was showing you where, like, when I talk about Venus square Uranus, it's in this house. When I talk about Venus trine Chiron or square Jupiter. So I've showed you where those things are playing out in your own life. And if for any reason, or if at all, you didn't find relevance in what I was saying, you can either reach out to me, and I can see if we can, you know, have a little bit more of a one-on-one where we can talk about it, or it might just be that things are still unfolding for you. Okay. So that's the flavor of this week. All right. So we go in and we're looking to make peace. We're looking to talk to people. All right. Now, tomorrow, Mercury is going to move into Cancer. So we're going to be a little bit more nice with our words. We might think about people's feelings a little bit more before we just go and say shit to them. You know, now Venus and Mars, like, they're traveling together right now. So Venus is starting to slow down. She's station retrogrades at 28 degrees on the 23rd of July. Now that is when the more difficult stuff is going to start happening. Right now, what we're doing is we're going over things for the first time. There might be issues starting to come up. There might be triggers starting to become a little bit more obvious in your brain, or, you know, you can see things, or you can feel, you're starting to feel the discord. You're starting to feel the, oh, I don't like that, or, you know what I mean, or you're remembering previous experiences. So in the email I was saying to you guys, this is the same degree. Okay, so it's vaguely different. So every year it goes backwards like a degree. So this year is between 12 and 28 degrees of Leo, whereas 2015 was between 14 degrees and 0 degrees of Virgo. All right, so it's exactly the same amount, but just a couple of degrees over. So, and so in your chart, it is a repeating pattern. So so that again, I digress, but I'll come back to that. Sorry. So anyway, so that's what I was saying about, you know, we're going to be a little bit more nice with our words from then on, or our thoughts are automatically going to go to the things that we need to be saying. All right. Again, even if with the shadow periods, you're just starting to realize what those things are. All right. So again, with the, you know, if you feel a trigger or if you feel it, oof, just write it down, because it will be something that you will come back to later on when she goes direct in September. Okay. So this was Monday and Tuesday, and even Wednesday. Look up at, like, it's not until Wednesday night that Venus actually goes into Scorpio. So now that first sort of third of the week, you know, we're trying to be nice to people. We're trying to negotiate. We're looking at, you know, we're starting to feel and understand what it is that we want changed. We're looking for options. We're playing nice. Now, Wednesday night, all of that goes out the window, because we're starting to really understand the prickliness. And, you know, in the words, I often talk about those skeletons in the closet whenever we come to a Scorpio moon, because we go into the depths, you know, and the more fear we feed the darkness, the harder it becomes actually facing those things, because in our imagination, we have created something so much vaster than what's actually in the closet, you know. So on Wednesday night, we're going to have the moon go into Scorpio, straight into a conjunction with the South Node. All right. So this is us feeling all of the emotionally feeling the past hurts. All right. So if I just go forward an hour or so. All right, there we go. So look at that. 7:30 on Wednesday night, you know, we're going to have the moon, beautiful trine there to that Mercury conjunct the sun. So we, you know, this might be a great time to address issues with family about past traumas, or even if you don't want to address people directly, then maybe you can do the whole gestalt, or, you know, meditate on it, or, you know, seek therapy, write the notes down for when you do talk to your therapist. You know, these are the times when it's going to be coming into your mind. Now, on Saturday, as you can see, Mercury here is getting closer and closer to the sun. This is giving us more and more ability to speak from the heart and to actually talk about the things that are in the spotlight. Right. So whenever the sun is going over something, it's a spotlight, you know, it's shining its light on that issue. There are issues in the home. All right. And we are going to be able to start talking about them. And, you know, that moon is going to be able to connect with some of those harder aspects, some of the old traumas, some of the old crisis. But, you know, Venus and Mars here are giving each other so much support, and they're in, you know, they're standing there up on stage, hand in hand, like Beyonce and Jay-Z up there looking all rad. And they're talking about what are the things that we need to release to, you know, get this, to heal our individual status and to really start making dynamic changes. All right. So Mars, Chiron, dynamic changes towards, you know, us being our most creative self, with, you know, but, you know, Mars and Venus together, the status of our romance might be working really, really well. We're talking to our partners and getting to the bottom of problems that are long held. You know, if you're in a long-term relationship, then, you know, it might be one of those things that, you know, old issues come up to be revisited always during a Venus retrograde. Now, on a side note, during Venus retrograde, and I'm especially looking at this Scorpio moon, even though Venus hasn't gone retrograde yet, and she will with a Scorpio moon later, the uncovering of scandal. All right. So maybe if, you know, if there's any old hurts that got swept under the carpet, then they might bring their heads back up to be dealt with. Monica Lewinsky was first spoken about on a station retrograde of Venus retrograde at that, you know, back in that day. Would that have been 15 or was that 7? I don't know. Anyway, it was one of those years. So stuff like that. You know, there's an intensification and an extreme view of oneself as well. So, all right, now I will go back to this day. Okay, try and keep on track. Okay, so this we've got Wednesday. So from Wednesday, Thursday, all right, and Friday, so we're gonna have that same thing. So this is the week that starts the Venus trine Chiron. Now, when we're reaching out and going through these things, just in the sky, it's so much pointing to good female assistance in healing. All right. So whether that is you seeking a wise woman or, you know, seeking counsel with females, hanging out with your girlfriends, being able to lighten the load with, you know, using your words, and that, you know, is also something. I think this is interesting here too. Mars in Leo opposing that Hygeia. Now, that first one comes up on the 5th of July. All right. So first of all, this masculine, all right, so the moon is being ruled in Scorpio by Mars. Mars is first opposing that Hygeia. So potentially, I'm just going to say it outright. Was it a masculine issue that traumatized you in the first place, which then made you restrict your freedom within yourself? Is that the thing that has just, you know, limited your self-belief? You know, and I'm just saying stopping your freedom because, you know, if we were all perfect and awesome and we believed in ourselves and we were just manifesting, you know, masterpieces, and we just thought of something and then we launched our course and we were up on stage and everything was fucking hunky-dory, then, you know, there'd be too many of us up there doing that. There'd be, you know, there'd be no, I don't know, as a Scorpio, you need some dirt, you know, seeds grow in dirt. You have to have the dirt in life. It's the fertilizer. It's the thing that makes you resilient. And I'm not saying it's good to have trauma in your life, but it's going to be there. Everybody's got their own different type of trauma. And, you know, when you are big enough within yourself to work on that, then that is the thing that is going to push you forward. Okay, so that was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then sometime Friday night, the moon's going to go into Sag. So on Saturday morning, when we wake up, we are going to have the moon going into Sagittarius, which is all about our understanding will grow. All right, so that we're going to have, okay, sorry, our understanding will grow. Now, on that same morning, Neptune is also going to go retrograde. So Jupiter rules both Sagittarius and Pisces traditionally, all right? And Jupiter over there is in Taurus and Venus rules Taurus. Blah, 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 blah. We are going to have so much more understanding about, you know, whatever the thing is that is rolling through your week, you look for balance, you dive deep to get that prickly meaning, and then by the end of the week, you come out and you've just got a sense of, oh, okay, all right, you move through it. When Neptune goes retrograde, again, we look within, all right? Sagittarius, we look up, and we're like, oh my God, I get it. Neptune retrograde, we look within, it's in Pisces. We're looking into our subconscious, we're looking into our past, we're looking into the things that have made us who we are today. All right. And so, as I was saying here with that Scorpio moon, even just, actually that grand trine that I've been talking about is now finished. But for the longest time, we've had Saturn, South Node, and the Sun or Mercury in that grand trine. So we've been able to process our thoughts in a way that is allowing us to release things easier than if we, had those blinders on and we just refused to look at what was going on because we were hurt. Okay. So hopefully by the end of this week, we will have gained so much more understanding about whatever the lesson is. Now, remembering that the lessons could be, for this one, it's mostly going to be about your individual status, forging ahead to do the work that needs to be done, so then you can actually get out there and do the thing. What is this thing you're dreaming about that you want to put yourself out there on the world stage? And I don't literally mean the world stage. I just mean you have an idea, you want to see it through to fruition. And, any of those limiting beliefs that have previously stopped you, you're like, no, off you fuck. I don't need that shit anymore. I am moving through this because I am a grown up now. So let's just, that is the week ahead. Go Mick. That is the week ahead. So I will stop this one right now so that